mean, for us, it was just so powerful. We were really making history. So it didn't just seem like something that the cast was excited about. It seemed like something that everybody who was watching the show was excited about as well. So it just gave us that energy. And I feel like going into season 2, we still have that, if not more. So it's really affected us in a positive way. The audience's reaction, they love it. They love what the show's about. They love the fact that it's about a family and not just a guy kicking butt. And that's all it's about, you know? The story has levels of depth to it, which all of the actors respect about the show, and it seems like the audience respects that about us too. So yeah, good responses.
So the relationship between the two sisters is really, really interesting, really, really cool, and feels like a real sibling relationship. But now that you both have powers, how do you think that's going to change it, make it evolve, make it cool, team up?
Oh, hey, Nafessa wants to team up so bad. In every interview, she's like, I'm ready for us to hit the streets together. And I definitely think at some point that's going to happen, for sure. Some point soon. Since Jennifer is getting her suit this year. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like in certain aspects, it might affect them negatively because Anissa is so confident. And she's just like, girl, this is a blessing. Accept the gift. And I'm like, I don't want the gift. So, we bump heads when it comes to that subject, but I think that it's going to make us closer, you know, on the upper hand. Yeah.
Have you gotten the chance to see your suit?
Yeah. I'm going to be like,
Okay.
I think you guys are going to love it. That's all I can say.
So because that playing such a close-knit family, did you guys do anything to sort of try to create that vibe while you were filming?
Well, we would always like, it seems like we did so many events and like press together before we really got to shoot the show. You know, like we were all like, we're cast. And then it was a whirlwind from there. And through all of that and through the struggle of like promoting a show that nobody has seen and like doing all of that, it made us so close. And now it's to the point to where Cress has like family barbecue day every Sunday, like every week. So anybody from the cast can just come over and chill and hang out, and we're like a real family at this point. So yeah, through the struggle, we became closer.
Can you tease? What can you tease about the upcoming season?
Oh my God!
Without getting in trouble.
Without getting in trouble, okay. Tobias is getting into a lot of mess this season. Like Tobias is really making it hard for the entire family, and you're gonna see a whole lot more family dynamic. You know, and Jennifer's powers, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Bringing Painkiller on now, and obviously a series going to sex
Great question. I mean, the end of the season, it ended in such a crazy way. I'm trying to think about what you guys have seen already. Okay, yeah. So Painkiller basically killed her father. You know, if she didn't resuscitate him, he'd be dead right now because of Khalil. So that's hard for her, but she can't show that side to him because he still doesn't know that Black Lightning is her father. He doesn't know that she has superpowers. So all of this is a very complicated situation, and we left it very complicated at the end of the season on purpose so that we had more to explore in season 2. But yeah, I mean, it's affecting Jennifer in a very interesting way so far. I'm trying not to say too much. Oh God.
Just because you guys are
Yeah. You're talking about the I'm ready to have sex conversation, right? Yeah, I mean, that scene was just funny. It was just hilarious because my real dad was sitting behind the monitors watching the whole scene. So I was thinking about that in one side of my mind. And Cress, when he was off camera, was like laughing the whole time. So I was trying not to break out into laughter, but it was a really, really hilarious scene. And Cress has a daughter, and so does Christine. She has 2. So, like, for them thinking about it, they just kept chugging glasses of wine. It was hilarious.
Did you have any idea where this character was going? And now that you finished the first season, did it go the way you thought?
I had no idea where the character was going at first. Salim, when I first got the job, Salim called me, and he asked me a few questions, see what I would be willing to do with the character, and I left it all up to him. You know, I told him, you know, whatever you want to do with the character, let's do it. You know, he wanted to see if I was with certain things or without certain things. What happened with the character and how it developed and what it has become, I had no idea that it would be that. And even what's happening in season 2 that you guys will see soon, I had no clue. Like with these guys, Salim and Mara and the writers Lamont and Pat, Charles Holland, you never know what these guys are. An incredible group of writers and creative talent, and they give such a cliffhanger and plot twist to every episode and every script. I'm just happy to be alive.
So what can you tell us about season 2?
There's going to be more murder and mayhem. There's going to be social issues confronted at a more detailed way, too. I think in season 1 we were able to do that detailed, but we're going to go even more detailed this time. And I think you're going to see a stronger family bond.
China gave us he said that your character goes off the chain this season.
Yeah, he's we gotta think, you know, I lost my sister, my best friend, my right-hand guy, killed my dad, you know, almost died myself, came back and you know, manipulated my way and murdered my way to another level of power. So, you know, I got a chip on my shoulder that's bigger than the one that I came with, and there's something to prove.
I guess that's related to my question.
Yeah.
What gets Tobias? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Like, what's his drive? First thought.
Love.
Love.
Yeah. Because he has none of it. It's absent from his life. So the motivation comes from trying to attain it, trying to get it. You know, I want the love back from Freeland.
Right.
I want the love back from, you know, a family that's absent. You know, I want the love back from the community. I want the respect of fellow people of power. So that's the motivation.
Do you think Tobias sees himself as a villain or a hero?
I think he's a. That's a great question. Because I'd like to see. I see Tobias as a hero, you know, and I see him as a misguided and misdirected hero, but in truth,
Last question.
he is a representation of the have-not becoming the one that has, and he sees that as a opportunity for him to be that not only to the community of Freeland, but to be that to every underdog that he employs. Everybody, like when he takes a kid like Khalil and he gives him a second chance. He feels that he really is giving this kid legs to walk again. He's giving, so I mean, if I take somebody that's in a wheelchair and I say, now you can walk. Now, the saying goes, to whom much is given, much is required. Right?
Thank you.
You know, you did that as well with her character.
And she died as a superhero.
Like, that's my point. Was this right? You did that, or, you know, that carried over for you into this, but now playing an actual literal superhero.
You know, I literally think about the way Charlotte went out on the show, and I was like, damn, she died as a superhero and was just reborn as this superhero on Black Lightning. Like, who knew? Like, I feel like sometimes God gives you a glimpse of what you're about to step into, and that's what I feel like Code Black was. Yeah. It prepared me for Black Lightning for sure. Yeah, the experience, you know, the arc on the show and the length of the time that I was on the show, it was all the experience that I needed to step into like lightning.
Everybody's talking about how great the family dynamic is on the show.
Thank you.
What do you think about the progress, like as the season has gone on, and then going into the second season? What do you think his part is in making sure that that family dynamic stays solid? Because there's conflict between sister and dad, all these things. So how do you hold that all together?
I feel like we're a family who has to fight and fight together. And Anissa believes that this is a gift from God, whereas Jennifer is like, this isn't normal, and that conflict that we have and that struggle of me trying to convince her, like, we have to embrace who we are. This is who we are. We're not normal, but God gave us this gift so that we could, save people who can't save themselves. So she's still on that. She's still trying to, help Jennifer to understand, like, look, you gotta jump on board. And I love in the last episode of season 1 how you just saw us come together as a family, and family that fights together stays together.
What was the most important thing you wanted fans to take away from season 1?
I love the family dynamic and the love between, the family members, and hopefully encouraging parents, especially my character. I love how, with her being a lesbian, there's not this big conversation about it. It's like she is who she is, and seeing the support from her family. So my hope is that, young lesbians out there, their parents are being supportive. Hopefully we're sparking them to, inspire them to support their kid regardless of what the sexual preference is, regardless of what career paths they choose. So to me, I think the family dynamic is what was really special.
First season, Jefferson was working. She had like 3 jobs.
Right.
She was at the school, she was at the hospital, right? And
yeah.
she was like doing all these community service things and trying to be a superhero. So this season, is she going to pull back all the other things that she's doing, or is it going to be more of the same?
No, she's definitely still on the same mission from what I know, but we just got started, so I really don't know much more than what y'all do. Like, I haven't seen many scripts at all. But yeah, she's definitely still on that mission of, she's still in school. She hasn't gotten her degree yet, so she's still focused on that. And, now it's kind of cool because she's starting to feel herself as a superhero and understand how this whole thing works. So she's having a lot of fun with that. And still working at the school too. Yeah, so she's juggling all of it. These are all great passions of hers, so she's definitely still on it.
And how much are you looking forward to teaming up with China?
Oh my God, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm like, when is China getting her costume, and when are we hitting the streets together? Like, when is she going to understand that this is what we need to do? So that's what I think I'm most excited for, because I just really appreciate our chemistry and the bond that we have on and off camera. We have a lot of fun playing sisters. So to see these young black female superheroes being badasses and saving people, like, I can't wait. We've never seen 2 sisters team up as superheroes. Like, I'm waiting to see that.
I personally want to see all 3.
That's what that too. Yeah, for sure. That'll be fun, right? Crazy.
I mean, like, the part of it is not just a superhero. There's some real issues that the show is tackling. So was that one of the things that attracted you to this character?
Absolutely. I think, as you know from some of my other work, playing law enforcement individuals, you don't always get to delve into this sort of thing. But the instant I saw the pilot presentation and was given the offer, I called up Salim and I said, is this the show you're really going to make? Because I saw a scene where a man was stopped by the police, and the scene from the pot. And I was like, this is a show you make? That sounds amazing. And the opportunity to play a black cop who is of a community that does not support him is something very new for me.
Your character can be saying not knowing what Jefferson. I know you have no control over it.
I know, right?
But how long do you think that it feasibly can go on?
Not long. I don't know. I don't really know, but I have a feeling that he can't keep that ruse up for too long. For a while it was like, cool, we could go a while, and he could be like, But no, I think because things are going to get deeper, I would imagine, and the plots will get thicker, and Henderson himself would need a different ally probably to deal with some of the things he would have to deal with being promoted to deputy chief. So I don't see it going on to like season 4 or something like, you know what I mean?
The hardest thing that you had to film in season 1?
The hardest, oh boy, okay. In season 1, I think it's the 2nd episode from the end or something. I'm fighting my corrupt cop boss or something like that. and I was in LA and had to fly in the late night, got in to shoot all day the following day, and the very last thing we filmed was the physical stuff and throwing them up against, which they completely re-choreographed. So we had this 15-hour day, and I'm standing, and it was the physical stuff at the end, because I was just toast. We were all just toast. And now I can't even watch the fight because I think it looks a little silly. Because I'm like, that wasn't the right take. There was a better take, but it was the one they needed to edit and all that stuff. But it looks terrible, and I'm like, it's because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're like dead, you know what I mean? So that was the toughest, because I just felt so deflated, you know, it was bad. That was the hardest.
Okay, so family is such a huge part of this show.
Yeah.
How has your experience with your own family led into how you relate to your daughter's
Yeah, it's everything. I mean, that's kind of where I start from, and it's an amazing when you have something that you can kind of correlate your life to and directly relate to. It's just a great shorthand. So it's easy for me to personalize. From season 1, when Jennifer first said, I've decided it's time to have sex. It's like I go.
You have to go anyway.
Yeah, it was so easy. I was just like, it's great. And I love, we want to tell truth on screen. I think when we have scenes together, we bring in our sensibilities from our own marriages that give it that authenticity. It's awesome.
As a mother of this big family, and everybody has powers, but your character, how are you going to balance the dynamics, the new dynamics that are going on?
I honestly, yeah, and it's funny, it's interesting. This question sort of comes up, the whole idea of they have powers, you don't, and I think what we're trying to sort of explore, and hopefully you'll start to see that a lot more in the second season, is like ultimately like what is power? And yes, there's superpower, but there's also what is heroism? What can you do with your own abilities that can really serve the community, serve your family? And I think that's what we're really trying to stress, is that these guys happen to have powers, but also think about what teachers do out there and how they educate, and really what does that mean? Like, what is being super powerful? Is it shooting things out of the end of your hand?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Lynn represents, that women, mothers, they are the emotional glue of a family, and that is incredibly powerful. And I think that's something that we talked about a little bit in the panel, that we want to kind of give voice to just black women who are out there every day working hard, raising kids, doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever they're doing. Like, they're the superheroes. Yeah. So I think that's a story that we're really trying to tell, that it's not just about the actual superheroes, it's about the real heroes, right?